Welcome, everyone. This is going to be a very wonderful webinar, I think. We have Ken Countess here. He has been here countless times, many times before, and always has given us a wonderful presentation. So today he's going to be talking about inspiring your marketing with AI-generated content, a big topic, as you can imagine. Before we get started with Ken's presentation, I have to do a little bit of business. This is being brought to you by SCORE. I'm Diane McKeever. I am the education chair for our chapter. Our chapter is the Minnesota chapter, which is in Florida, and we service Manatee and Sarasota counties. One of the things that SCORE does, SCORE is a nationwide organization, and we provide free mentoring advice to businesses. So if you think that you'd like to talk to somebody, just kind of kick ideas around, these mentors are waiting for you. Our chapter has nearly 90 volunteers waiting to help you with your business problems. Our chapter was recently named as a district chapter of the year, and we were founded about 50 years ago and have served over 11 million clients since then. When can we help you? At what point in your business development? Well, pretty much from beginning to end. If you've just thought of an idea and you'd like to kick that around with somebody, we'd be more than happy to help you with that. Or you've opened a business and now you say, maybe I didn't know how to do everything. And I realized that marketing, sales, finance are all important and you don't have the skills, we can help you then. You want to grow your business, or lastly, you want to sell or close your business or even buy a business. We have a whole team dedicated to buying and selling a business. Just apply. Well, where do you apply? Thank you for asking. You apply at score.org/Minnesota. There's a big old button that says request a mentor. You put in your zip code and pretty soon a mentor will be assigned to you and they will be contacting you. The process often takes 1 to 2 days. Does not take all that long. You can even choose your own mentor. You can click on mentor profiles and see the background of our various mentors and choose somebody that you'd like to work with. While you're on our website, look for other workshops. We hold weekly webinars on a variety of topics. So look for the upcoming webinars. If you like this one, sign up for more. And lastly, I want to thank our sponsors and community partners. Our sponsors, many of whom are financial institutions, would be more than happy to talk to you, actually happier to talk to you if you have a SCORE mentor, rather than going in with a pile of papers and saying, I don't know if I qualify for some money. Well, the SCORE mentor will help make sure that you do qualify and will simplify this process. So think about getting a SCORE mentor. All right, without further ado, Ken, I'm going to stop sharing and turn it over to you. So take it away, Ken.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to our session. Hopefully you can see my screen okay. It
Looks
should.
perfect.
Oh, great. All right, we love perfection. We gotta try to get close to it, but perfection's always good. So glad you're all here with us today, and let's have some fun. How many of you are already using AI in any shape or form? Go ahead and put a Y for yes or N for no if you're using AI today. Michelle's first one in. Here, Latrice and Michael and Don. Natisha, and not yet. Uh, Anna, not yet. Pinky's yes. Okay, good. So you're all going to learn some really cool stuff during today's session, and we're really glad you're here. So let me ask you these questions. What if you could write emails effortlessly and avoid writer's block? What if you could send emails with subject lines that really engage your audience? What if you could personalize emails that are sent to your list based on their open and click behaviors?
Mm.
How about if you could send errorless emails? I know a lot of people send them out and they go, oh, how do I pull this one back? Or how do you segment your emails based on geography or business or income? Well, now you can do all of this and much, much more with artificial intelligence or AI. So this session is Inspire Your Marketing with AI generated content. Now, I'll be talking about AI, I'll be talking about email marketing, I'll be talking about lots of things. We're going to have some fun with it. And if you haven't been on a session with me before, this is going to be pretty casual. I'm going to ask you some questions along the way. It'll be fairly quickly paced. So we're going to spend a little bit of time on a lot of different things and a little bit about the content. Some of it is going to be advanced, a little more advanced, a little less advanced, but this is all for everybody. And I'm going to do a couple of demos today. And this isn't per se a training, it's showcasing some really great features that have been within content and Constant Contact actually, that you may not even know were AI. And then I'll unveil something really exciting. So as Diane put in the chat, you'll get a copy of the recording as well as slides over the next few days. Yes, Nathan, it will come out in an email. And if you have questions, make sure you put them in the chat. So here's what I'm going to cover during our session. Let me move my window around just a little bit. Okay, so here is what I'm going to cover. I'm going to talk about what AI is and how it really works. I'm going to talk about how to use AI in your marketing to save time and inspire your messages. Won't be the same old, same old. And we'll talk about tips for using AI generated content, and there will be plenty of time for Q&A. I will have 2 AI demos, 2 of them. So make sure you stick around. Don't leave early, even though you'll get access to the replay. When you're here live, that's really going to give you the most benefit. And we'll be done at 1 o'clock sharp Eastern. If you're in the Central Time Zone, we'll be done at noon. Good time for lunch hour. And as Diane indicated, you'll get copies of stuff, but I've got things looking a little bit different when you download this PDF. So you can either scan that QR or go to kenisemail.com/score. kenisemail.com/score. Luz is asking, can you download the slides? This is how you do it, Luz. And again, Diane will be sending something out in the next few days as well. Let's talk about AI. There's a lot of talk about AI this year. Everybody's heard about ChatGPT. It's more than just a buzzword. It's here to help you market your business and inspire your marketing emails, help you out with your social media posts. And all of this can help you save a lot of time and get better traction. So let's take a look at some of the stats and what we're seeing about the use of AI. Before we get to our email tips, let's get clear on what AI really is, artificial intelligence. We actually asked, using ChatGPT, we asked AI to define itself and even asked AI to give me an image, which is what you're seeing here. This was actually created by artificial intelligence. AI, basically, what it comes down to is it's computer systems that imitate human intelligence. All right, so they're not humans, they are robots or computers. And essentially, AI is an automated program that's really designed to simulate learning and decision making. And it also includes subfields like machine learning and natural language processing, or NLP. A lot of stuff that I'm not going to cover very deeply here. Essentially, it's an automated program that's designed to simulate human learning patterns. So let's give you a couple of stats and get us all on the same page. 79% of sales and marketing leads say AI helps increase their revenue. 64% of B2B marketers consider AI to be a valuable part of their marketing strategy. And in terms of top performing companies, they are more than 2 times more likely to use AI for their marketing. The actual numbers are 28% versus 12. A little bit about me. My name's Ken Countess. I'm a SCORE partner, have been for many years. I've been a Constant Contact partner for over 12 years. I'm actually their top worldwide trainer. I'm also on BNI's. I'm part of BNI. I've been a member there for a while. If you're not familiar with BNI, they have over 300,000 members around the world. And I'm on Alignable. I'm very active there too. I'm one of their highly recommended folks. Also, I have a podcast. It's the Everything Email Podcast. We have been in this business for 23 years. We're closing in on our 23rd anniversary. I do one-to-one coaching, offer a lot of packages. I mentioned the podcast. It's the Everything Email Podcast. You can get that on our website. You can get it on Apple, Spotify, Google, just about any place you go to find your podcast. Let's talk about AI. The team at Constant Contact, again, I've been doing work with them for a really long time. They've been using AI since 2019, 5 years already, to ensure that emails sent through their system actually get to the inbox and not the spam folder. You see, delivery is a key step in the success that you get with email marketing. Your emails have to reach your audience in order to have an impact, right? Kind of makes sense. The first place that we actually leverage AI is a place you probably never thought about when it comes to email marketing. It's hidden, and that's inside the Constant Contact system itself. They've been in business for over 25 years, and one way they've been able to stay in business that long is that they've got best-in-class deliverability, which means that if you build an email on their platform, it's going to get delivered. 97% delivery. That's best in class. It's world class. And if you think about some other systems whose names you may be familiar with, like MailChimp and Keep, Infusionsoft, Aweber, GetResponse, ConvertKit, they all have good delivery, but nowhere near as good as Constant Contacts. One of the things they have in their system is called a spam bot. And what the spam bot does, and there are still humans watching over this stuff, but what the spam bot does is it detects malicious content, meaning the kind of stuff that shows up in the spam folder. They have systems that will identify stuff that may show up in the spam folder, and so they don't let you send it. Now, there are systems, these AI-powered systems, detect and then warn a human, hey, this stuff doesn't look so kosher. And so the human may oversee what's going on. The bottom line is that you want to be sure that your stuff's getting delivered. And what Constant Contact does is ensure that the stuff that goes through their system doesn't get blocked by the internet service providers. So all of this stuff is to help all of us generate more sales, generate more business, and it's the AI stuff that makes that stuff work for you. Now, one of the things that AI, and by the way, I'm going to show you a demonstration of how that AI system works to make sure that what you send makes it through all of these systems and gets delivered to somebody's inbox. Now, one of the things that AI will do for you is create dynamic segments. What is that? Well, these are lists that dynamically update based on your audience's engagement with your emails. So I'm going to show you how that works too, and you can consider creating specific segments and automations based on clicks. I'll give you an example. Here's someone who the system has automatically identified doesn't open very many emails. And so she's put in the least engaged bucket. Show you how that works soon. I have a client, he's an attorney in the Northeast, who before he and I started working together, his open rates were in the order of 14%, right? So less than 1 out of 6 people on his list were actually opening up his emails. we started working together and started using this dynamic content thing. And now what we do in some of the newsletters we send out, you can see a screenshot here. This is fairly typical of how he and I are working now. 85% open rates. So he's gone from 14% just trying to be all things to everybody to now only sending to the most engaged people. We get an 85% open rate. That's done by AI. Another thing AI can do is help you write subject lines and pre-header text based on the content that you want to send in your email. And when it comes to the subject line, there's another piece of AI sitting right inside the software, and it's been there for a few years too. The first thing to know about subject lines is that they're going to be different for different people and different audiences. But now let's take another look at what this whole AI thing is about. Before you schedule emails, you can actually also use AI to check for errors, to avoid embarrassing moments like forgetting to include a link. A lot of us have done that before, and now the AI will prevent you from sending out emails that don't work. When you're building an email, it's in the upper right-hand corner. What you see here on the screenshot, and I'll show it to you live later on in this session, is here the subject line isn't quite clean, so it's got a yellow note on it, and the same with the pre-header, but in terms of the from, name, and address and the links, they're all good to go. So it's a really easy way, an automatic way for you to make sure you continue to look good.
Sometimes, the only thing more difficult than running a business is finding the right words to market it. Lucky for you, our new AI content generator doesn't sweat words. Just tell it what you want to create, enter a few details, click Generate Content, and in just seconds it'll give you options to build from or leave as is. Writer's block? Not anymore. With artificial intelligence doing the wordsmithing for you, you can craft the perfect message in the blink of an AI.
We're going to have some fun with that feature in a few minutes. And by the way, as I mentioned, AI can also recommend subject lines and pre-header text based on the content of your email. So what it does is it'll actually scan through the email and then come up with a subject line and pre-header that will encourage people to open that email up. So let's take a look at some of the things that go on here. How do the content generators work? Well, using data analytics and machine learning, you can put a keyword or phrase in there and it'll generate the content for you. And it may sound complicated, the programming probably is, but it's not complicated to write using AI in your marketing. And it really saves you time and makes your messaging more effective. So you input some keywords or phrases, and then you get copy that you can use in your marketing emails. So what does that look like? Well, in places like subject lines or pre-headers, it's a very popular topic. Everybody wants to know, how do I get a subject line written that people will pay attention to? So AI is used for writing great subject lines. You could use it to write out your social media posts. How does that sound? Write ads for you, do your text messaging. I mentioned writing email content. How about product descriptions and service descriptions, or writing your blog posts and website content? There's a tool that I use in addition to what's in Constant Contact. It's called Jasper AI. I'm going to show you how that works too. It is really awesome. Jennifer says, please tell me this info is applicable to all email content accounts beside Constant Contact. Yeah, the Jasper stuff I'm going to show you, Jennifer, is. It doesn't matter what platform you're using. The tools I'm going to show you will apply no matter which platform you're on. It's just that Constant Contact has it built in. ChatGPT is pre-scripted for you in there. The other tool I'm going to show you can be used anywhere. Oh, you're welcome, Jennifer. So what we're going to help you do is become a marketing rock star with AI generated content. So you'll be able to banish writer's block. I know a lot of us, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes you just sit in front of your computer and you're stuck. You're like, I have no idea what to write. AI will help you get over that. It'll help you communicate more effectively, which improves your campaign's impact. Ultimately, it saves your time, so you're not just sitting there trying to figure out what to do. So, in conversations with many small businesses and nonprofits, I know that many of you have some concerns about all this, and you'll learn more as I go through it all today. But the important thing to know is that AI is simply here to help you. And in terms of content, it's really just a starting point for your messages. Earlier, I mentioned about the pros or benefits of using AI, and there are also some cons that people get concerned about. When it comes to banishing writer's block, some people say, well, you know what, it kind of lacks the human touch. And while AI is more sophisticated these days, it really can't replicate your brand voice. At least not this version can't, although I'll show you how we can make it help you sound better than you might have come up with on your own. So it can't really emulate creativity and what a human can do. And it does make mistakes. It's only as good as its input, and the information that's available isn't always accurate. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. So you've got to check the output and customize it. You may find on occasion that it's exactly what you needed. By the way, I've also been asked, sometimes about copyright laws. Are there copyright laws in place that cover using AI? And the answer is not yet. No copyright laws just yet. And this is a conversation for future regulators. Current laws cover content that's created by a human being. But there may be some instances where it may contain AI generated content that could be protected. I expect that this will evolve more in the future, probably more quickly than not. Another common question I get asked is, well, how do you properly fact check AI generated content? Well, what you have to do is double check the data, the stats, and the figures. You have to read it for context to make sure that it makes sense. You've got to verify claims using your company or organization experience, or maybe some other sources. And another question about AI will start, whether AI will start to create posts and emails and content that's too similar to everyone else's content. Well, the output is very dependent on the input. So the more you give the AI tool to work from, the greater the possibility of there being a unique output. You're more likely to get something that works for you instead of generic output. So right now, the tools take a single input and produce a few things for you. Just go and make sure you check it all. Make sure you check that it's right about your industry, using proper nouns, for instance, and tone and content. All of this stuff continues to evolve, and you'll see as you get to use it and play around with it. Number one, you'll see how much fun it is to use. But number two, over time, you'll see that the output becomes more sophisticated over time. So I'm going to go into the first demo here. Remember, I told you we're going to do two. And the first one, let me stop this share and move on to, let me pull up my, let's see if I can pull up my browser here. Let's see if we can do it this way. And we'll open up a Constant Contact account. We'll actually use my own Constant Contact account. So we're going to do this live. You're going to see it. This is as good as it gets. So first of all, we're jumping into my own Constant Contact account. You can see I've got about 7,000 contacts in here. If you are on my list, then you will have received the email that I sent out yesterday. I send them out every Tuesday at about 1:25 in the afternoon. And oftentimes I use AI to help improve the content. So for example, yesterday's email was what do these four companies have in common? So if you're on the list, I'm going to pull up the email that you received yesterday, and then we're going to go ahead and have some fun with it as well. So let's give the system a second to think about it. And this is the email that went out. Let's have the preview come up. And what I did with this is I had some content that I wanted to share. This was about 4 calls that I got just this week. So again, if you're on the list, this is what you saw. But what I did here was I took a little bit from each of the conversations and I ran this through the AI tool. So let's see how that works. When you have a Constant Contact account, and by the way, I'm going to put something in the chat here. This will allow you to try Constant Contact free for 60 days, and you'll have access to this AI tool. When you log in, all you do is click this ball here on the upper left-hand corner, and what it'll do is it'll bring up the Constant Contact ChatGPT tool. That's really cool to use. So let me move some stuff out of the way. And we're going to have some fun with some emails, so we're going to have the system write for us. So here we go with audience participation time. Let's see who can put, Nathan, I'll answer your question in just a minute. Let's see, I want someone to give me 3 things. The name of your business, the products you sell, and whether you're online or brick and mortar location. Let's see who's first one in. And while that's happening, Nathan, I'll answer your question. What's the rule with buying email lists and sending out cold emails? So there is no rule about it, Nathan. If you ask someone at an email service provider, they will say never buy a list. And by and large, that's true. And the reason for that is something you may not have thought of. What each of the email service providers has is they have AI that checks to make sure that the lists that are being uploaded are legitimate lists. And if they find that you are uploading a list that you purchased and the email addresses match email addresses from lots of other subscribers of theirs, they're going to say, their AI is going to say, this list was purchased. This is not organic, meaning there's no way for you to prove that all of these people opted in to get emails from you. So you have to be careful about what you do when you're buying a list. I will offer you this. If you purchase lists, I want you to contact me and I will help you learn how to get around this fuzzy area of buying lists. It's not to say you can't do it, but you've got to be prudent in what you do and what you upload. Let me answer the rest of Nathan's question here, which was sending out cold email. There's no hard and fast rule about sending cold email. However, having said that, what you want to be sure of is if these people have no idea who you are and what you do, and you're sending a cold email whose only intent is to sell product, well, that's how you're going to wind up being marked as a spammer, because nobody opens up their email inbox in the morning saying, I can't wait to get another email. And they certainly don't open up their inbox saying, I can't wait to buy something today. So what you need to do is warm up that audience. So it's okay to send cold emails, but what you want to do is you want to educate your audience, get them comfortable with you before you go ahead and start trying to sell. And if you have questions about this, please reach out to me. You'll see my contact information show up in a few minutes. Okay, so wow, we've got a lot of stuff in here. Latrice was the first one in, with who she is and what she does. So we're going to use that first. And it's NASCOT, I hope I'm saying that right, NASCOT Publishing. And it's books, and it's an online business. And you can see I'm putting those 3 elements in here. And we're going to have the system create an email, and we're going to make it a newsletter, and we're going to use an informative tone. All right. And I'm going to click create, and you'll see how quickly the system comes up with some initial content. Look at that. Within seconds, we have an email that can be sent out. I'm going to go ahead and do it this way too, as just as content as an informative newsletter. And within seconds, I hadn't even finished the thought, NASCOT Publishing is proud to offer a vast collection of books online, covering a wide range of genres and topics. Whether you're a fan of classic literature or looking for the latest bestseller, we have something for everyone. Our online platform, and you could read on from there. If we like it, let's give it a thumbs up and hit submit. Or maybe we say, you know what, this isn't exactly what I was looking for, so we're going to ask it to do it again. And within just seconds, we have a whole new set of content that we can use. Maybe we want to change it up a little bit, make it an announcement, and make it enthusiastic. And we'll click create. And once again, within just a few seconds, we have a more enthusiastic announcement. Attention all business book lovers. NASCOT Publishing is thrilled to announce that we're taking our passion for literature to the next level. Anyway, so if you like this, we just copy it and we drop it into our email campaign. I'll show you how to create a campaign here in just a minute. But let me go to somebody else here. Let's see, we have Randall Advantage LLC. That's Michelle. So let's take what Michelle gave us and drop it in the tool. And once again, we don't have a lot to go on here, but we're going to try to make it come out. Let's use in this an approachable format, approachable tone. And again, in just a few seconds, are you in need of professional services but don't have the time to schedule in-person appointments? Look no further than Randall Advantage LLC. And you could read on from there. Once again, if we like it, we copy it. I'm going to do that right now. Let me see what else we have in here. Okay, let me answer a couple of questions before I go and do the rest of the demo. And Michael says, I bought a list and Constant Contact closed my account. Michael, that's probably because when you uploaded the list, number one, it may have been too big, right? You don't want to upload 20,000 email addresses at one time. Or number two, it could have been that their AI sniffed out that it was a purchase list because it was too common with other email addresses that other people had uploaded. There are lots of things that, lots of reasons why that may have happened. So what I'd like you to do, Michael, is contact me and I'll help you navigate through how you can actually get that to work. Michelle says, have to drop. Thank you. You're welcome. Hopefully you stuck around long enough to hear me say thank you. All right, so here I've copied this text. Let's close this and let's go ahead and create a brand new email based on what we've already come up with. So I clicked create, I click email, and by the way, whatever email marketing service you use, the steps are very similar. I liken this to learning how to drive a car. You may be driving a Ford, and if you get into a GM car, well, you're going to kind of know exactly what you might do. The controls may be in a different area, but you'll know what to do. Okay, so there are somewhere in the neighborhood of 400 different templates that the Constant Contact system already has. You can customize them any way you want. You can change out the image. You could change out the logo. You can change all the wording, whatever you want it to do. We're going to start with just starting from scratch. And it has some default language in here, which you can easily change. So let's do this. We're going to put a logo in, right? You always want to have your logo show up. That's how people know who you are and what you do. So let's just take something I've already uploaded, which is my company logo. And then we're going to drag the text box over, and we're just going to paste what we had generated from Randall Advantage LLC using the ChatGPT, right? And within just a few seconds, we have an email that's pretty well ready to go out. Maybe we want to add an image in here, so we'll grab an image. And once again, we'll just take something that's in my library already. Let's put a GIF in here. This is a GIF from the podcast that came out this week. And this quickly and easily, we have something that'll work. Now let's do another thing. Let's make sure that we have a clickable link. And I'll show you how that's going to work. And we can segment the list. Remember earlier I talked about segmentation. But let's just keep this simple. We'll take this thing out because we're not using it. And let's have the system preview. We'll do a preview of this email first. All right, so that's how it would look like on somebody's mobile device if they were to receive that from me. And you can see the visual here with the GIF, it attracts people's attention. Here's the desktop version of it. And we want to check it for errors. And so the system says, okay, we've got one note here on the subject line, which says everything looks good. We got green lights here. Let's do that again. The pre-header has a note. The links and buttons are all working, and we've got a couple of notes in the from name and email. So you can see here that the system is basically telling us we're good to go. And so at that point, we hit continue, and we can schedule it to go out now or up to a year in advance just by hitting the calendar buttons. For now, we're just going to save it. We're not actually going to schedule it. But here you get an idea of how quickly and easily we can have an email created. Let me go back now and show you a couple of other things. That was the demo of Constant Contact. But what I want to do now too is move over to another demonstration. Demo number 2 is to show you how this other tool that I absolutely love works. And this is called Jasper AI. Let me just go ahead and bring that up before I share that part of my screen. Here we go. All right, so let's do a new share. And this time we're going to share Jasper. What Jasper has is 75 different templates that you can use to have your emails and your Google ads and Facebook ads and all this other stuff done. It is so amazingly easy to use. So let's see if we can pull something up here. This is something called the AIDA framework, which is attention, interest, desire, and action. And we can give it our own voice. So here, I've trained the system on how to, Diane, I'm actually going to put a different link in here. Let me do that now while I'm thinking about it. Because this is going to give somebody who uses this link a free 7-day trial. So you can get in here and play around with it and use an unlimited version of tests to see how it all works for you. But you can give it a voice, you can tell it what language you are, and you could say, you can give it a product description. So let's see if, let's just do this here and let it generate content simply based on what the ChatGPT version did in Constant Contact. So we have this attention, interest, desire, and action. Are you tired of searching for professional services that fit into your busy schedule? The interest is, well, look no further than Randall Advantage LLC. Your desire, whether you need financial planning or legal advice, our experts have the expertise and experience, and it'll go on from there. Let's go back here and take a look at some of the other things that can be done. What I mentioned to you a few moments ago is that this has 75 different templates that are already created. So maybe you wanted simply to rewrite content you've already got. It'll do that for you. So let's use that. This is what ChatGPT created. Now we're going to have, well, let's see. What's our rewriting goal? Improve the content. And we'll just have the system write out this new content. Within seconds, it's already done. It is so amazing. I mean, you've got, these are the ones that I use all the time. You want subject lines written? It'll do it for you. You want Google Ads written for you? It'll do that for you. You want different marketing angles? Yeah, I want different marketing angles. It'll do all that for you too. So these are all just a couple of the different tools that you can have access to when you use Jasper. I would encourage you to try it out. Once again, it's a free trial. There's no obligation. Nobody's going to call you. You just get in there and play around with it and see if it's something that you think you'd benefit from. All right, so let's do a new share here and let's go back to the presentation, and I'll answer all the questions you have, but shown here are just a few of the templates. You can create dynamic templates. You can have it summarize content for you. As I mentioned, you could have it write Google ads or Facebook ads. You could have it create bullet points that are persuasive. You can have it write the perfect headline. You can have it do a landing page. A lot of people have trouble with landing pages. All of these things it'll do for you, and it's free to try out. So go to jaspertrial.net or click that QR code. Either way, you'll be able to play around with it. It's really fun to play with. So I hope you'll take advantage of that offer. The thing to know is that if you're not yet using email marketing to help you grow your business, there's a $36 back for every dollar you spend, or 36 to 1 ROI using email marketing, which makes it undeniably the single best tool you have to consistently grow your business. And now you can take your marketing game to the next level. Welcome to the AI revolution. I hope you've learned a lot during this session. I'm going to spend time going through all of your questions, everything that's been dropped in the chat. And if you're thinking, gee, I wish I had asked this or that, well, this is the time to go ahead and throw those in the chat. So I'd encourage you, if you're ready to take your business to the next level, I mean, if you're really ready, then take action. Start here. Go to thebestemailinoffer.com. Thebestemailinoffer.com. Or click that QR code, or go to my website. Any of those places, you'll be able to learn how to use Constant Contact. And we offer free training. So there's no obligation, no credit card. Just get in there and play around with it. And if you do sign up for Constant Contact, you'll automatically become a member of my inner circle. That's a free call I do every month for people who sign up for the software through me. Actually, our next call is at 3 o'clock today Eastern. So if you're Johnny on the spot or Janie on the spot and you sign up for that free trial, I'll send you an invitation to attend today's free call. Once again, if you joined us late, if you'd like to get a copy of today's presentation, you can click the QR code that you see, snap it, or go to kenisemail.com/score. And Diane will be sending you a copy of the recording of this session and a slightly different handout. But either way, we want to make sure that through SCORE, you're able to learn how to do more effective marketing. And that's why we do these sessions the way we do. Also, if you'd like to set up a free call with me, simple to do, go to kenisemail.com/call. kenisemail.com/call. Let me go through and check all the questions here and make sure we get your questions answered. We've got lots of time, so if your mind is going, gee, I'm not sure what to ask, this is your time to think about it. All right, so let's see, what do we have here? We have lots of different kinds of businesses. That's awesome. Amit says that he uses ChatGPT occasionally. Nathan says interested in how to incorporate to go high level. If you have questions, by the way, and you don't want to throw them in the chat, feel free to reach out to me using the URL you see. And at the bottom left is of every slide is my website, and bottom right is an email address, and in the middle is a phone number you can call or text. Let's see. What's the rule buying email? Yeah, we answered that for you already.
Michelle is asking what the monthly cost of Constant Contact is with the AI generator.
There it is. Good question. Thanks for that, Diane. Constant Contact starts at $12 a month. $12 a month. So it's less expensive than going out to lunch. And that's, you send everything you want each month for one flat price. That $12 a month, by the way, is if you have 500 email addresses or fewer. Their pricing goes up based on the number of email addresses in your account. But what I encourage is start with that free trial. Get in there and just play around with it a little bit. $12 a month. And then if you use the promo code, let me throw the promo code in here. That promo code, SAVE2024, will give you 30% off for your first 3 months. And if you sign up, you'll also be able to get access to a template. We provide templates. We'll help you get started. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I want people to learn how to be able to send emails effectively. We'll help you create a template so you can get in there, and if you're doing it all correctly, you should be able to create and send an email in less than half an hour. I tell people you can actually do it in 15 minutes or less. I just put the URL in the chat where you can sign up for the free trial, and I'll see that you've done that. Joanne's asking, how long is the free trial for? It's 60 days, up to 60 days. When you sign up, they will call you, and they may ask you, gee, do you want to become a paid subscriber now? There's no obligation. You can easily say no. Amit's asking, can you type or show the email of thebestoffer.com? That's the URL, Amit, and if you go ahead and use that and sign up for the trial, I'll show you how to use the software. Anna's asking, what's the conversion ratio for customers that are the target market? Anna, that's a tough one to answer because I don't know the nature of your business. But in all cases, what you want to do is you want to start sending emails that get people to feel comfortable with you and your business. Nobody wants to be spammed. Nobody wants to be sold to all the time. So the way you do it, I liken it to meeting someone in person. The first time you meet somebody, you don't say, "Hey, will you marry me?" Of course not. What you want to do is build a relationship in person, and then you want to build a relationship online. Get people comfortable with the notion of working with you. Make sure they want to make sure that you are credible and trustworthy and honest. And part of how you do that online is by sending educational information, information of value that'll help them live a better life, make more money. You get the idea. So that's how you do that. Michelle says, thank you for the free offered trial. Joanne says, thank you for answering the question. I know for me, I have a lot to learn or want to learn about AI. Well, Joanne, you're not alone there. AI continues to evolve. There isn't a day that goes by that there isn't something new happening in the world of AI every week, because I live this stuff, right? And I see every day there's new stuff coming out. The thing to do is just get in there and play around with it and get comfortable with it. My wife is a life coach, and she's using AI to help her communicate better what her product and service offering is. And truly, when you get in there, you kind of get blown away by how easy it is to use. And I say to people, just get in there and have fun with it and learn the power of what AI can do. So we've answered all the questions. I'm going to turn it back over to Diane. I want to thank you for joining us today. And if you have questions at any time, please feel free to reach out to me. Diane, I'm going to turn it back to you and stick around to answer any other last minute questions that come in.
Yes, thank you. If you do have any further questions, please put them in the chat. We will still monitor it until we are finished here. A couple of things. I want to thank Ken, of course. My own personal experience with AI, when a presenter suggests a topic, they may not have a great title for that. I'll put it in AI and I'll say, I want you to give me 10 clever titles for a webinar on, and put in the topic of the webinar. And man, do they do a good job coming up with some. It just blows me away how fabulous that is. And another way that I use it is I go in and with my mentoring clients, they're always saying, oh gosh, I need to post on Facebook, but what do I post? I'll ask AI to give us a 1-month calendar, posting 3 times a week. And what should we be posting? And just give me the content of that. And it's not always perfect, but man, it's a lot easier than sitting there, as Ken said, with a sheet of paper in front of you trying to be creative. Very good. All right, I just want to reinforce SCORE. SCORE is bringing you this presentation. SCORE.org/Manasota is where you can go to apply for a mentor. Remember that SCORE is going to help you in all aspects of your business. You can apply for a mentor, or you can even search for one. You can look at our workshop calendar. We have weekly workshops that might be of interest to you, so check them out. And so I'd like to thank you all. I'd like to tell you that you will be getting a survey from our national organization asking what you thought of our webinar, how we can improve it, and what other topics are you interested in. They will ask you on a scale of 1 to 10 what you thought about this webinar. And, I'm saying a 10. It's the highest we can go, but it certainly is appropriate. If you feel it is, give Ken a number 10. So Ken, did any questions come in that you need to answer?
No, I think we got everything covered, and I'll just add one more thing. If you would like to communicate with me directly, go ahead and put your email address in the chat, and we'll get right back to you within 24 hours. Diane, thank you so much for hosting today. It's always a pleasure working with you. I really enjoy spending time with the SCORE Manasota team, and especially you. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you all for coming, and thank you, Ken, for sharing your expertise. Bye all.